Opportunist thieves like him will snatch whatever they can at random. But there are criminal organisations who steal to order, targeting high-value luxury items for overseas buyers, as happened in East London when an audacious motorbike theft by a gang of international thieves.
They have a sponge-like quality for stolen vehicles.
Led to a marathon chase across Europe, powered by a high-tech tracking device.
Through 6 countries, had no idea where this bike was going to end up.
Meet Nicola Casalini, an investment banker from Italy now living and working in London. A biking enthusiast who loves nothing more than taking his pride and joy for a spin.
It's very stylish. I consider that the equivalent in the motorbike world to the Ferrari, so I was lucky to get one of them.
Motorbikes of this kind retail from £12,000 right up to £30,000, so it's only sensible to watch over them with tracking devices, as Nicola did.
I bought it brand new, so it required extra protection. The other reason was because of the insurance. If you put the tracker on, the insurance gives you a benefit. I said, why not? I mean, let's do it.
Nicola thought his bike safe with a tracker installed, but he hadn't realised the brass neck of some thieves. In March 2014, he found out the hard way.
I was just riding my bike to work. I stopped by to put some fuel on the bike.
Nicola went to pay, locking the bike and taking his key. Unfortunately, he hadn't immobilised the wheels, a mistake he would soon regret. 2 thieves rode up on a scooter and used it to push Nicola's superbike off the forecourt and into the road.
And when I turned over, I just found the crash helmet on the floor. Somebody nicked it in literally 10 seconds and disappeared. The bike was brand new. It was stolen 4 days after I bought it.
All over in seconds. A scenario familiar to Ken German, former head of the stolen motorcycle team at the Metropolitan Police.
The Ducati Panigale 899, wonderful piece of Italian engineering, most desirable, and that's the problem. It's very thievable at the moment.
Nicola's missing machine just added to the growing list of motorbike thefts.
22,500 motorcycles were stolen last year. 13,500 of them are still out there somewhere.
That's an astonishing 60% of stolen motorbikes that are never recovered, with an estimated worth of £81 million.
Understandably, the huge amount of money that can be made out of motorcycles and parts is looked on favourably by organised crime groups.
Sometimes thieves use stolen bikes as getaway vehicles, but often they have sneakier intentions. As every motorbike engine is stamped with a unique Vehicle Identification Number, or VIN, there are 2 scams that thieves will attempt.
One is to clone or to ring, that is change the VIN engine number and turn it into another machine, a similar machine, or to steal it to strip it down. Parts are very valuable, I have to say, and very much in demand.
Faced with the prospect of his new love being reduced to her component parts, Nicola immediately called the police and his bike tracking company.
Once the vehicle's moved for more than 20 seconds, the system triggers an alert. It's real time, so you can actually go on the internet and track your own bike, for example. It gives us the ability to give police a real-time location.
They basically said the bike has crossed Tower Bridge and is moving south.
The last location was some block of flats by the Old Kent Road, and then the signal was lost. GPS has to see sky, so they put it into a flat, and by doing so we'd lost GPS.
Obviously that is not a good sign. I start to fear that it was gone.
It turned out to be a large block of flats, but all was not lost. This tracker is an advanced type, working with both GPS and radio signals. The radio frequency can be picked up with a handheld detector, even if the GPS signal is blocked.
Worked with the police to go through some of the flats to try and pick up this RF signal, which we picked up and was quite strong, but unfortunately there's only so many doors we could knock on to get a response. So we weren't able to get a search warrant for every door. When you can't get your finger on it, that's insanely frustrating. It's just so close, yet so far.
All Bill and his team could do was wait, hoping the thieves would move the big red bike out of their bathroom so they could pick up its trail again. They didn't have to wait long.
The unit came back to life within a couple of days. We managed to triangulate on the SIM card, and we could see it moving out towards the coast, towards Dover.
Although it didn't pinpoint an exact location, Bill and his team could at least follow the bike's movements. Back at base, William Bardham kept a watching brief, hoping for the all-elusive GPS fix.
We were very happy, actually, because we knew the unit was still fitted. We could get our second chance to try and find it.
But if they were going to find it, they'd need their passports. Interpol were alerted as the chase went continental.
Went across the channel, into France, then into Belgium. In Belgium, it did actually stop and did pick up a GPS signal. There is a theory that maybe they moved it out into a smaller van, but then that GPS location obviously went when it moved back into another van and moved off again.
The feeling in the office was a bit of excitement, a little bit of tension. This had not happened for us before, and had no idea where this bike was going to end up. It's been on a better holiday than I have this year.
Unbelievably, Bill's team tracked the bike on a European tour through 6 countries as it headed east to its destination. In some parts of Europe, legal ownership of a vehicle becomes somewhat vague.
Some countries actually don't mind you owning and keeping a stolen vehicle if it's come from another country. They have databases offering them for sale. Some of them have still their registration marks and their VIN numbers on them without being altered.
After travelling more than 1,200 miles, the stolen motorbike was finally unloaded in Vilnius, Lithuania, the moment Bill and his team were waiting for.
When the bike eventually came out of the back of the van, we picked up GPS quite quickly. We could give police quick notification of that, and as they got on site, they found a ring. It was a Bulgarian ring, I believe. So a few other bikes from America, some Ducatis, some Harleys there as well. So I think they were breaking the bikes down and making their own.
It was great. I was running around the office telling everybody what we'd achieved. Yeah, it was a very good feeling.
Nicola was eventually reunited with his Scarlet Superbike, but only after wading through a large quantity of red tape.
Obviously I was super excited. My experience has always been that once something is gone, is gone. Since that day I've been more careful when I put the fuel on the bike, so I put lockers both on the front and on the back wheel, and the same even when I leave on my garage.
A valuable lesson and a great result for the GPS trackers in the fight against crime.
Linda discovers the truth about Lee. Max wants the truth from Jane, and Carol's find her way out of the square. EastEnders at 7:30 tonight on BBC One. Well, the Reds are after their golden gavel, and I'd like to win the lottery. See which happens first. Bargain Hunt on the way next.